Hello, everybody, and welcome to the state of my account for February 2024. I'm a little late on this one, a few days late. It just slipped my mind to do a state of the account. I've been really focused on the roster building for my new account, the GoTanks account, but I'm still invested in my main account very much so. 11.65 million is my current GP. And, this is my main account. This is what I compete with. This is how I get knowledge of the game and where I play at the end of it. But it's also fun to play at the beginning of the game in that other account. Not much has changed in Fleet. Like, I still have everything there. And Squad Arena, I've been running the Dark Trooper Moff Gideon Kron with Lord Vader and Inquisitors. It's a pretty big pain to deal with for people, I'm sure, and it does have the Datacron on it. I got a 6-star comeuppance in the Fleet Chase. I only did the 50 and 100 refreshes because last time with the Marauder Chase, I did all the 200s and still came up short, and then I was just really regretting how many crystals I sunk into that with 200 refreshes. It was like 3,000 or 4,000 or something, and I just didn't get the 7 stars. So I'm fine with a 6-star here. I mean, Resistance Fleet's not like the most important fleet in the world. So 18 out of 100, still pretty happy with that. It could have been much worse. Grand Arena is still going pretty well as far as I'd say. Rank 133 right now. We're in the join phase, so that will probably drop as people join. But it's also still skewed by a bunch of random players at the top. So the real starting point would be Aesop Rock, I think. You can tell kind of by the guilds if it's like Maw Chromium or Caw Patrol. Then they're the big ones, but like this one, Valhalla Vikings, no, that's not one of the biggest guilds, or even a recognizable guild for endgame players. So we have still at least 20, I'd venture to say between 30 and 40 up near this top rank, skewing the actual rankings. So I'm probably closer to flat 100 than it appears. 3870 skill rating. I know. I mean, the weird squish ups where like these random people are at the top are kind of a pain for some people, but they are increasing the size of Kyber 1. I think it's a few thousand now. It was down to close to 1,000. I almost got squished out at one point. I was like on the brink, and I was I was under 1,100, between 1,000 and 1,100. But still, I've never fallen out of Kyber 1, even in the worst of the squish. When they created the new system, it put me in Kyber 2 based on GP. I quickly got into Kyber 1 and have stayed there since. So, still really happy with Grand Arena competition. Week 1 of this 3v3 season, I got crushed the first match. Absolutely dominated because the guy had a million perfect Datacrons and just a full roster, and I won the next 2. So, it didn't turn out bad. But for the next week, I have quite an arsenal stocked up. And I'm talking about Datacrons. So set 12 is kind of like you only want a few, like 5 maybe, some Scoundrel Crons here and there. I got plenty of those. Those don't really matter. The one that matters the most is set 13. And it's become clear that it's all about getting the level 3 Doubt Crons and the level 3 Protection Up Crons. And most of the things I've leveled up over 4 have successfully hit either of those. Some of them I'm not, like this Krennic one, I leveled it up while I was just trying to get rid of excess data cache. I have the max health damage. This is more of a Lord Vader one, because he is going to get the extra offense that's going to help, and the extra damage from dots. And the doubt, it's more for like an offensive use of Lord Vader, so that's fine. But in total, I have 10 doubt crons and 10 protection up crons. And I've heard some people are having a lot of difficulty, and I did for like week 1, I barely had any going into Grand Arena, and like 2 out of 3 of my opponents didn't have a great stockpile either. But I feel very secure going into week 2 on the Datacron front. I've got the big ticket Datacrons I want. I have the Chirrut one. I don't have the perfect level 6. Actually, probably need to re-roll that. I have the perfect level 3. Let's see if I can get the protection. No, dang it. I didn't get it. I'll keep this Terminator 1. It's hard to roll for 80, like that's a pain. I have a lot stocked up from like when things dismantled, but I don't know if I want to do that. I might go back and do that. Actually, let's try one more time. It hurts. Give me the good one. Yes, that's it. Okay, when they lose a stack of heal over time, they gain a stack of heal over time. And I'm not going to get that stockpile back up. It's just not happening. But the approach right now is focus on the level 3s, and then after that level up, see what you got. If there's something I want to tailor to something else. I'll take it up to 9, reroll what I need to. But for Empire, I mean, it's easy to hit, like, it's much easier to hit a faction bonus you want on a dark side because it's only Empire, there's only 5 choices. But yeah, the Chirrut one is now perfect, thankfully. And the Dark Trooper Moff Gideon one is perfect as well. It is a good level 3 with Dow, the defense to offense, and the Dark Trooper Moff Gideon one. Stats, I haven't re-rolled them at all, but I have about 30% deflection, which I'll take. You know, resistance. Resistance does feed into this, like it converts resistance into offense. The rest of it is just kind of like, I don't care as much about the stats. They're decent, they're nice, but I'm not going to re-roll them for 80. I'll leave that to the whales. I mean, I used up all my 80 rerolls on the Mark II and got the best Chirrut one. I also have Jin up and running for a Radis team, which is very nice. And this level 6 actually is pretty applicable. They get plenty of revives. They're going to get protection recovery over time, which will help make sure that they get full banners in a win. And then extra turn meter and reducing cooldowns. It's actually pretty nice for Radis. There's not a ton of teams that are reviving, but this is a great Radis-Cron. Then bam, I'll throw it in there here and there. Also has the protection up. Turn meter, like he's gonna go on a non-Mandalorian team most of the time, but he's gonna grant buffs. It's actually kind of self-defeating because when it grants damage immunity, it's like quickening the amount of time it'll take to get out of it. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna reroll. Don't feel like it. Then there was one Mandalorian one I leveled up. I forgot what I was doing. But this is one I have for Maul, so I didn't really care about the level 3. But I saw this level 3, I was like, oh, I want to re-roll that. So I took it to 9, and I was like, oh, wait. This is for Maul. The, like, stacking offense based on, you know, dealing damage. Yeah, so Datacrons are looking pretty good. Really happy. I feel well set up for the next round, because those level 3s are the most impactful. But that's enough about Datacrons for now. I'm sure all of you love to hear about them. Now on to what I think is more interesting to most people, like the farming goals, what I did the past month, all that stuff. So on the last day of my account, I was musing over how I didn't really have anything I felt I needed to work on, because I have everything at minimum levels, and most of the great stuff I have bumped up high enough as I want it. But now I'm changing. I've had a shift in perspective. I'm excited about not having things I'm forced to do as much. I'm going to do projects that I want to, or just bump up. I have a ton of R5s. A lot of them, like, now is feeling inadequate. Like, kind of like before, if you saw like a flat gear 13 or a gear 12 on a character, you're like, I want to get that guy to R5. I'm now trying to move stuff from R5 to R7. It's kind of like when you finish paying off, I have not experienced this, but it seems to me like you have a mortgage for 30 years and then you paid off finally, you never thought you would, and then your money's going up because you're saving and not having to blow money on the mortgage, and it's like, huh, what do I do now with it? But then you go on vacation, do what you want and stuff, so it's nice. So recent bumps. I just did this in the past few days. Dark Trooper buff Gideon to R9. I just like, he is so good. He's going to be amazing the next few months. And even after that, he's still incredible. Just crazy good stats. 168 kick protection. I have 300 speed on him. He just feels like he's just a beast. So I was really happy to pull the trigger on that, especially since he's the tank. Also bumped up Cal to R8. Last month I still had him at 7, but he definitely deserves R8. Super happy with that guy. R9 is pointless for him mostly because he's a damage dealer. Not pointless, but it's like, it's not worth the cost. Saw got him to R7. He's a strong leader, and his team right now is pretty crazy, so not going to regret that anytime soon. Even without a specialized Datacron, his Omicron definitely does work. And then Trench became the number 3 ever TW Omicron I put on. I talked about that in a TW. My only battle with him was a loss, so that was great. But I was playing it wrong, and I picked maybe too hard of a Ray team to beat. But it's no joke, man. I mean, it's like tons of extra stats. And I hear everyone suggesting, oh, you should do Mara Jane next, or you should do this character next. No, like, people don't understand what makes me put a TW Omicron. I want an Omicron on a team that takes it from 0 to hero. Like, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon's looks amazing. Yeah, he's going to be great. But he's already great. I can already do so much with him, even without the Omicron. The Trench team in TW, I already had all his Zetas. I had him at R7 from his Datacron last year. I have Django orders. I have his whole team R7 and R8, and all the Zetas applied. So So it was literally just slap the Omicron on, take them from mostly unusable cleanup team to a GL killer. So that's the mindset I have if I do give a TW Omicron. The other two I have Juhani and Droideka. Droideka is because Grievous was more or less useless, and now he's great. He's not a GL killer, but he's much better. And then Juhani. So the Star Killer team I have so developed for Grand Arena, but they did squat in TW, so giving that helped there. Mara Jade is already awesome, so it'll just make a good team better, and that's not what I want. Anyway, other Rebel bumps. I bumped the Phoenix, the whole Phoenix squad up to R5. Not Zeb, because I'm not really using him. Did I do him? I don't think I did. I mean, I think he's R3. I might get them up to R7, but I'm probably going to work on others before them. Tarut and Baze. I had Tarut at like flat gear 13 or something. He was a must-have R7 now with his Datacron, even for those for a few months. These guys are nice. They're going to be mainstays in a Saw team, and yeah, I didn't feel bad about taking them to R7. It's nice that they don't have Zetas too. It's just pretty nice. These three bumps were like half-hearted bumps. Vandor, everyone was like, "Oh, do Vandor." I did him, gave him a Zeta. I still don't know where I'm going to use them, so it's like I stopped at R1. I was like, eh. Kid Fisto and Kira, I literally took to gear 12 for conquest feats. I haven't been bumping characters to gear 12 for no reason. But yeah, I just took them up just for conquest. Kira for the stagger feat. There was like an infinite loop where I got all 300 staggers in one battle. I found it from another YouTube video. I forget what it was, but they're out there. And then Kit Fisto, he does like potency up or potency down. Yeah, he gives everyone potency up, so that helps get that feat a little bit faster in viewer battles. So that's about all it takes for me to, gear a character up now. And look at this. You might not notice this ever, but like I cannot create a new squad. I have the maximum squad count of 200 from all my tabs, mainly from like making YouTube videos and stuff. But it's like we need more squad loadouts. Like it's not enough. Like the game has grown so much, and I don't know. Probably most people don't have that problem, but when you have different like TW, Conquest, 3v3 Grand Arena, like 5v5 Grand Arena, and you want loadouts for all of them, I think it's time to increase that cap. And now here we are at my favorites, my current projects, and these are like projects for the next few months probably. Like I have so many characters favorited that I want to take from 5 to 7. Still have IG, like the 3 Bo-Katan marquees favorited because I need to farm them. Kelleran Beck has not been farmable. He is way past due to be farmable. I don't know like the specific date he should have been, but I feel like it should have been a month ago that he should be farmable or something. It's insane. Like IG-12, it was like around the same time. It wasn't that far apart that their marquees were. They're really holding out here, and they keep spamming this Bo-Katan event. It's ridiculous. Like it's coming back again. Like that's 3 times in a few months because no one's buying her. Like they need people to spend money on her. Like they have their business people telling them, we haven't had enough unlocks, we need to generate more revenue. So they keep bringing it back. Meanwhile, Cal Kestis is nowhere to be found. So what's up with that? Paz Vizsla, I've only been doing 1 refresh on his note, or like I've been doing the 25 refresh because it's like it doesn't matter if he gets his 7 stars killer and Bex down there. IG-12 and Grogu, I'll probably start doing that too. I've been refreshing the node twice, like the 25 and the 50. So he's at 5 stars now. But the only one I want for their own sake, other than the unlock, is Keller and Beck, and he's the one I can't get. Paz Vizsla is pretty cool, but it's like I don't know where I'll use him really. Maybe in 3v3, like light side Mando team or something. But yeah, he's close to 7 star. Chief Nebbit's here, literally just like I talk about it sometimes. He's literally just here to request this piece of gear for bronzium wiring. So basically, anyone that donates to me is giving me 1 bronzium wiring. And some people think that's too high a price to pay, but Tarful I favorited, but I don't know when I'll do something with him. I do have a lot of Zetas now. I've actually built up kind of a stockpile. I have 6 ready, but I don't want to just give them out. I hate being Zeta poor. I'm just holding on to them until there's a compelling reason to give one. I also favorited Zalbar because I thought the Wookiee team might be worth working on. But the main reason I think is just in TB. I don't even know. Do they have a special mission or a combat mission? Because if it's a combat mission, there is literally no point. So let me just hop on over there. real quick. Overloading screens. What is it? Kashyyyk. Saw Gerrera is the one with extra, is the special mission. Okay, yeah, so I can actually qualify for this now because it's root and base, and I can run either Drogon. I'd probably do Drogon and Rex. That's probably the best. There's just a combat mission. Who cares? Like the territory points you get from combat missions is so inconsequential. It's like most people don't even have to, like in a guild my size, a lot of people don't even have to like do them. It's like, oh, I forgot to do my combat missions. Don't worry, we're already at 3 stars for that zone. So it's like, who cares? So no, I don't care about them as much. K2SO I took to Relics. I probably need to bump him, mainly just for the ship, and to have another tank for a Rogue One team. It's been long enough without him. I might give him a Zeta, I don't know. But he's a good tank. He's probably better than Scarefell Pathfinder. I did bump Kyle Katarn to R6, so I'll get him to R7 and unfavorite him. But he's probably going to be a mainstay on a Saw team. Same with Cara Dune, that's why they're there. Wrecker Tech and Hunter have one of the best ships in the game, so they're getting up to 7. And then Sith Trio, Nihilist Scion. R5 feels a little bit flimsy for them right now, even though they're still amazing. So I'm going to get them to R7. And yeah, I think that's everyone I have favorited. I already talked about Phoenix. Might get them all to R7. I probably don't need to. Like, they're favorited still, but I'm not in a hurry. Maybe Kanan, just as an option to put with, like, Leia, but for the most part, I don't need to bump them up any higher. Their main job right now is taking out Reva, and they do that pretty easily. They did that at R3, but R5 just, I don't know, it felt like they deserved it. And now time to analyze my relic material inventory. Let's just do some conversions while we're here to see a bigger final total. Oh, I don't want all those done. I'll leave the locked ones locked. Just do 50 of each on most of these. The ones I locked are the ones where like I could find myself running low. Honestly, I could convert more of these than I do, but it's like I don't want to get a new character and start gearing them up and then just get stuck at the goal line. Be like, oh, I gotta farm that piece. And it's just like I don't have enough projects to demand a bunch of stuff right now. My GoTanks account is very jealous of all this, but let's do 35. So we got, I'll look at the total ones I'm going to discover. 1841. Those, a bunch of, decent bit there. It's like, feels weird to scrap these droid collars, but I don't need them. Oh, and this Mark IV stuff. Oof. Stun gun, some of them. I really need all these computers on the GoTanks account, but sorry, this is in bad poor taste because it's just jealousy inducing for some people. Actually, don't scrap that. Some people might find it oddly satisfying. Like, oh man, yeah, scrap that stuff. I'm not even looking at the total right now, I'm just looking at it. Scrap 351. Okay, so 1500 bronze ams. I don't have much to scrap here, so I'll leave that. 143 erodiums, 81 electriums. These are like more of a bottleneck now than they used to be. Still not bad. I'm catching up with them. I'm using raid currency on these. Same with Zinbittles. I'm actually going to start farming like this piece. It's got a good node. And I farmed this Gerda keypad node enough. So I have enough for an R9 waiting. Like, and I don't have another project. And I could get to another one just like... how much could I get if I converted all this? Wow. I could get enough for 7... R9, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, 1841, 1588, 1879. I was kind of crazy. Like, like you might say, why don't you spend that? I spend it literally as fast as I can. It is not the bottleneck anymore. This is the bottleneck. I have 12 of these, 24, so I'm getting close to like bumping someone up. But like, that's it. Like, I spend all my excess conquest currency on the dark blue signal data, the last one. I get all of the entirety of what they have to offer for that currency in Conquest, but I just cannot get enough signal data. Like, otherwise, I would just spam it. Like, I don't know. I wish they made a new currency just for signal data or a new energy or something. Or they're not going to do that. It's their money maker. So for now, it's just I will sit patiently and wait for the signal data. And also because of that, like sometimes if I have the energy for it, instead of farming the Chirotech node like I have been, I have 1,342 of those. I don't really need it. I've been going to hard nodes with double characters and hitting them because I'm low on charge up currency. Like, that is the thing I need. I have 7,712. Like, a lot of other players that are around the same level, like, or like end of Kyber 1, they're like, oh, I got so much. I got like 100,000 charge up currency. I don't. Like, I need, like, I buy the Gear 12 left side pieces, and I need that for Datacron stuff. But yeah, I get low all the time, and I'm low on ally points because I've already scrapped, like, did a big scrapping session. So I'll just farm, like, character shards that I don't need. With ship energy, too, there's not as many double nodes, but it's like, I just desperately need charge up currency. And also, I have tons of the other piece, too, for Chirotech 1258. Like, don't even need them anytime soon. It's like, maybe I could just stop and I wouldn't need any more at all. Like, okay, I'm going to need some for Darth Bane, but I already applied, like, all the sub-Gear 13 Chirotech to Keller and back IG-12 Grogu as Vizsla. Other than that, it's just Gear 13ing stuff. Most of these characters, like, I'm pretty sure I have no new character aside from... Well, Tarful already is at Gear 12. All these characters are, like, pre-Chirotech characters that I have. So I do not need any more Chirotech. It's just so weird to me. Like, this is all the purple characters I have. And then it's Gear 12. It's like, I have, like, less than 38, 13, 18, 22, 23. I have like 23 purple gear characters towards 5. I have under 30 purple gear characters. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's nice, but it's like, it kind of helps with the GoTanks account because, like, I don't have the urge to, like, oh, I need everything on this account. Like, I wish I had everything because it's like, I have mostly everything on this account. So if I feel like I don't have anything on the GoTanks account, I just come over to this account and I'm like, yeah, I got everything. It's not that great. It's not like that great. It's like you shouldn't just try to have everything in the game just for its own sake because that could be unfulfilling. I like the farming. Like, part of this game is farming. Like, it's just developing stuff, and when you don't have as much to do, then you get a little bit bored. So I felt like it was a great time to start a new account. I will get Bo-Katan eventually, but watch me, like, get ready for the event, and then they take 6 months because they're like, no, we know the only people getting it are the free people now, so we're not going to have it come around for 6 months. There's no money in it. Yeah, anyway, that is it for this state of my account, February 2024. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I will see you in the next one.